Hello everyone, welcome to Buzzbridge and Hambledon Church. My name is Simon Willits and I'm the Associate Vicar for the Benefits. And I've got the great joy of interviewing Penny Naylor, who oversees our older persons ministry at Buzzbridge and Hambledon Church. So Penny, lockdown hasn't been without its challenges for older persons ministry, but we're really excited to be profiling a scheme for our church family about how they might support our older people in our community. So Penny, can you tell us a little bit about how people might and what people might do to help support this ministry?
Well, Older Persons Ministry did have the nickname of the Ministry of Tea and Cake. And we did, prior to lockdown, have a very regular social activities programme for older people, which necessarily has had to stop because we cannot manage such activities whilst socially distancing. And we have to remember that the older people who we serve, many of them are quite vulnerable health-wise and so are having to shield. So we have decided as a team to extend our befriending scheme that we have run quietly in the background for a number of years, supporting local people with regular face-to-face visits. But we have been able to extend this since lockdown began by using the telephone as a means of communication. Now, our prime time membership list currently stands at over 130 members, so that is an awful lot of people for any one person to be having to try and keep in contact with regularly by telephone. So we have been recruiting willing volunteers who pledge to make a regular phone call to a set person and really get to know that person over the telephone. And so that is what we would love our church family to be able to support more widely in order to keep this group of people at the heart of the community and so that they feel connected.
Penny, that sounds really exciting, and it's a good opportunity for us as well because many of folk in our church family may be isolating themselves and thinking, well, look, how can I help support people in our community, and using the telephone in this way it's just an opportunity, and it works both ways. Can you tell us a little bit more about the befriending scheme? So, do I just phone someone up and talk about the weather? Is there some sort of training in line? And who might be expecting the sort of phone calls that we might be able to offer?
Well, talking about the weather is no doubt likely to come up, but there are many other things that you can talk about. We would pair an individual with one person to ring so that you have the chance to really get to know that person, have some in-depth conversations on the telephone. So when I pair somebody together, I prepare a kind of checklist, if you like, of things that the person you'll be ringing likes, or perhaps dislikes, that's equally as important, and a little bit about their background, such as what their profession was, so that it gives you a bit of an idea to plan, certainly before the initial telephone conversation, what you might say, what questions you might like to ask, or just to do a bit of background research if it's a subject that you know nothing about yourself. And so you make that first phone call feeling a little bit more confident, knowing something about the person that you're ringing. It's possible that you might have met that person around the church, but equally likely that you may not.
And presumably it's not like cold calling in a sales call or anything like that. I mean, these people would be expecting a phone call from our church family.
Definitely. This is done in a planned way. The phone call will be wanted and expected. And part of my role when I pair people together is to arrange a convenient time for both parties when that initial phone call is going to be made, so that the person in receipt of the telephone call knows when to expect it, they're ready and prepared, it's coming at a time that suits them, and they'll be relaxed and wanting to chat.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. And would they necessarily be church people, or would they be people in the wider community? Would they be people of faith or no faith? And what about that sort of dynamic?
It's a complete mix, Simon. Of the 130 plus people that are known to us already, the vast majority do not identify with any particular congregation here at Busbridge and Hambledon Church. For many, Prime Time and our older persons ministry services are the only means that they ever come into contact with us as a church. Some people would say they don't come to church but they still have faith, a very personal faith that they practice privately at home. Other people will say, I don't have faith at all, but I want to be part of your church because of feeling part of the community and the connections that it brings. So it's a total, full range of spectrum of people that are known to us.
So actually that's really exciting, isn't it? Because it puts us as a church right on the interface between church life and community life, and a wonderful way in which we can just share love in practical ways. Penny, thanks so much. If people want to find out more, I'm sure they can ask you more questions. Can you just tell us a bit now about how people might sign up to this and how they might contact you?
Definitely. In time, there will be more information going on to the website, but that's not quite ready yet. So if it's something that you'd like to explore, please do get in contact with me. I have a BHC email address, or you could leave me a message at the church office. And that will definitely get to me, and I can ring you or email you back, and we can have a chat about how you might like to explore this opportunity.
Penny, thank you so much. So Penny's details are just on the bottom of the screen here. You can get in touch with her through those details. So please do get in contact, have a pray about it, have a think about it, and get in touch with Penny if this is something you feel that God is calling you to do. But thank you for joining us. Thank you to you, Penny, and we look forward to seeing all that happens. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.